Hi, you guys. Welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker, and today we're going to be unboxing April 2026 Yarnable, right? 2026. Yeah, right. It's been a week. Let me just tell you, it's been a week. My brain is just fried. So, Yarnable has arrived. I have not opened this at all, so we're going to cut open the top and slide everything out here. If you are not familiar with my Yarnable unboxings, I have been a subscriber for quite a few years now. I do have quite the collection built up. So at the end of this, I will be taking the yarn from this month and pairing it to previous Yarnables, as well as if I think there's something in my stash that's just perfect, I will pair it with that as well. So let's crack on and see what we have this month. As I say, every month, we never know what we're going to get with our Yarnable, but I know I'm going to love it every single month. Cheryl and her team do not dye the same style yarn every single month or the same color palette every single month. You may get browns and golds one month. You may get greens the next month. You may get neons the next month. We never know what we're going to get in this box. It's always something surprising. The insert is now emailed to us. I do have mine, but I forgot to look at it before I came up to film. So we are flying completely blind here. So first off, we have a kitty cat tote bag. Let me, I'm going to pause this and take care of all the cello wrap. All right. Sorry about that. That's the downside. I enjoy doing blind reactions, but the downside is there's crinkle, and I'm trying to do better at being loud like that. So we do have a little kitty cat bag. We have little line drawings of different kitty cats. And this bag is actually a fairly large bag. It has a zipper top. So this isn't, like I've said before, I do kind of not like the inexpensive fabric. The ones you feel like you can kind of rip by hand almost. They feel almost more like paper, not the high-tech paper that's used as fabric, but like the cheap fabric that is thin. I'm not very fond of those. To me, those are kind of free things you get at conventions, free advertising type things. A nice canvas tote, however, is a little bit different. In this one, it's got a box bottom to it. So we actually have quite a bit of width there. It also has a little pocket. Like I said, it's a zipper top. So nice bag, I do have to say. I will take that and put that with my stuff to go downstairs. Next, we have our little bag here. I say every month, I really love these bags. I use these in my paper crafting stuff to store ephemera or little bits. I have a bunch that I really need to finish putting together, and this will come in very handy. So, we have some kitty cat stitch markers here. I actually have some of these large ones. I love those. And then we also have a little mini Cats and Crafts coloring book. So we've got some simple little line art designs here. And this is, fairly thick. Oh, we even have like a little piece of knitting here. Thick cardstock. I mean, that's at least 80 grams. It's not quite 100 grams, but I think that's more than 60 grams. So that's about 80 gram stock, cardstock. It doesn't say on here. But yeah, so that's a little fun for, just entertaining yourself for a couple minutes here and there. And then finally, we have our yarn for this month. And this one doesn't like immediately give me like it is a sunrise, it is a sunset, it's an Easter egg. I'm not immediately getting a sense or feeling. Puddle Stomping is the name of this month's yarn, which I love that. So we have some peach, some purple, some kind of more periwinkle, and we have blue here. So like I said, you never know. It just screams tie-dye to me. That's really what this feels like. And I do get mine on the sock base as well. I would open this with, you know, how much these cost and stuff. I get the 1 skein plus extras, but you can get 1 skein, no extra, 2 skeins, extras, no extras. You can do a skein plus a coordinating mini. I mean, the combinations are kind of endless for what you can do with this. They offer so many different boxes. But mine is the sock weight. There's also DK. I can't remember if she offers a worsted option or not, but I mean, you can do different yarn weights. You can do different numbers of skeins. I do the matches at the end just to show you don't have to. If you want to do a larger project, buy 5 skeins of the same yarn. You can pair these with other things. When you have a dyer that you love, whose style you enjoy frequently, you will be able to find things to coordinate from other collections that they've done, or, you know, pulling in something that, you know, if this is your style, you probably already have something that would coordinate with it. So that is everything we got in our box. I'm going to take just a quick, like 2-second glance through my sock weight yarn and my Yarnable bin, and I will be right back with this month's matches. Okay, so I did not find as many things to go with this as I thought I would, because this is right in my tone color palette. But that's because a lot of the things that I already own are very similar and were a little too similar. But I did come up with a fade set, and I do have some things, 2 non-yarnable, 2 yarnable to pair this to. So, or to complete like where we're going. So this is Puddle Stomping. That's this month's yarn. I do really like it with Let the Good Times Roll from ALC. The first one I pulled is If You've Got It Haunted from a previous Yarnable. And I know this looks like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you thinking? Where are you going? But when you start pulling together something like this, where you can see you're kind of jumping the purple here, you really need something that's got more blue in it. So I pulled this electric blue, so you can kind of get the visual of what I'm saying, where you want something dominant purple with a little bit of the blue to jump here. But then when you do that, you can actually pull in something totally wild like Apple Crisp. So let's see if I can hold this up together. Apple Crisp is from like 2023, I believe, ALC or Yarnable. So you can see, like, if this skein had more blue in it, but was still predominantly this pink, purple, orangey, where I'm going to get from here all the way down to here. But I'm missing one skein that kind of does what I need this skein to do. I don't even know that I've pulled these 3 previously together, but I did really like these. There's lots of very similar tones, even though the colors are different. There is where we have more flushes of the orange that is actually very similar to this month's kind of coral. I don't know how apparent that really is on camera. They're not the same color, but they're very similar. Let's get the more lipsticky. So like where this one is fading in the tie-dye effect. So I really liked these together, but I'm missing that color that jumps from here to here. And I know exactly what I would need to make that bridge. And then you can literally go insane on the other end and pull more of that tone, because once again, this Apple Crisp color actually I think has some of the same dye color in it, base color. So these you would never put together, but if you're trying to build a fade, and that would be a very dramatic fade. I'm not, that's not lost on me how dramatic of a fade that would be, to go from the orange to the blue, going through the purple. but we really need a jumper that has more blue in it. This does have blue. It's just not obvious enough to make the full jump from if you've got it haunted all the way across. But that was the closest I could get with what I have. And it's like, that's the color I'm looking for. So like if this was half the purple with the dark blue specks and then had like a quarter of the flush from the electric blue, I think that could make the jump, and maybe just a hint of a pink or orange in there, maybe more like a coral. I think that would be the perfect combo, but it's one of those so close. And it started with this going with it but not matching, and there's separation here, and that's what we're missing is the jump there. But again, like I said, you can tell this is one of those in my wheelhouse type colors, because most of what I had that matched this or coordinated to it was too close to it to be able to put together without looking like I had two different dye lots of the same yarn. So this month we are far more into the Carrie color palette, what I like, what I enjoy, what I pick for myself. But like I said, you never know what you're going to get. That's not what you would necessarily think of as coming from the same dyer, but they're all so beautiful and so striking, and they're little mini works of art every single month, and just they make me very happy. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. What did you think of the pairings? I know so many of you have been with me for a very long time. When you saw this, did you go, oh, she's going to have tons of things to go with it? Or did you think, oh, she's going to have tons of things that look just like it? Because especially, I don't have a ton of the navy, but the blues, the lighter blues with the purple, they're just too close. They don't look different enough. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you are having a wonderful, fantastic day. Please take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you real soon. Bye, you guys.